Okay, we'll do blood flow first. The superior vena cava and inferior vena cava bring the blood back to the heart, low oxygenated blood, and dump it into the right atrium. From the right atrium, it goes through the bicuspid valve. Try right, sorry. The tricuspid valve has three cusps. It has a ventral cusp on the top, a lateral cusp on the bottom. There you can see it, it's kind of ripped. And a dorsal cusp on the bottom and a lateral cusp on the side. From the tricuspid valve, it goes to the right ventricle. Shh, you guys be quiet because we're taking a movie. Goes up and out through the pulmonary semilunar valve, which is right there. And that takes the blood out through the pulmonary trunk, which is right here. Goes to the pulmonary arteries, which that's one of them, going to that side of the heart. To the lungs. Comes back through the pulmonary veins, which are right here. Those dump into the left atria, which is right there. From the left atria, it goes to the bicuspid valve, which has lateral and lateral and medial cusps. Goes into the left ventricle and pumps out through this pink thing right here, which is the aortic semilunar valve. It's really good. And out through the aortic arch to the body. The covering over the heart is the pericardial sac. The front of the heart has the left coronary artery and vein. The back of the heart, doesn't show very well, has the right coronary artery and vein, and that supplies the heart tissue itself with blood. This flap is called the atria. The flap over the atria is the auricle, and the space between the atrium and the ventricle is the atrioventricular groove. Inside the heart, there's tissue in between the two ventricles. That's called the interventricular septum. There are 3 layers of muscle tissue in the heart, or layers of tissue, I guess. The outside one is called the epithelium. The muscle itself is called the myocardium. And the very inner thin layer that's kind of shiny is the endothelium. Within the ventricle are these folds called trabeculae carnae to expand to fill the ventricle with blood. And these bulbs are called papillary muscle, and they contract to pull these strings, the chordae tendineae, to shut the valves. In the atria, inside, are these ridges called musculi pectinati. You're going to have to cut that out. Right in there. It's weird how flat that one is. I think that's it. Okay?
Okay, kitty time.
Upper stuff.
No. Oh, the cat's touching my shoe.
Sorry.
It's not going to be in the video.
This is really dissected well, and you can see everything.
You
I
are
like this cat a
welcome.
lot. We'll do veins first. This is the superior vena cava. This one going straight back from there is the costa cervical. The one under,
There, thank you.
the one underneath the lungs is called the azygos right there.
The pink one?
It's blue. Azygos vein. The vena cava. Hey, we're trying to do a movie here.
Stop interrupting
Has
our movie.
brachiocephalic right here, and the external jugular dumps into the brachiocephalic to the vena cava. You should have. Oh, this big one. Yours is big too. Is the internal jugular vein. If you follow the external jugular vein all the way up to the side of the face, you have transverse jugular going across the throat, posterior facial to the back of the face, and anterior facial to the front of the face. The arm, if you follow up, again we are at the veins. The first branch here to the arm is called the subclavian vein. When it gets to the armpit, it turns into the axillary vein. When it gets to the arm, it turns into the brachial vein. You have to dig this out farther. It's not dug out far enough. When you get farther out here, you're going to have a top one called the radial and a bottom one called the ulnar. Along the way, we probably need to follow this first one right here is called the cephalic vein. The next branch right here is subscapular, artery and vein up to the shoulder. And the next branch, you guys didn't dig far enough up on your arm. Before we get to the radial and ulnar, there should be another branch. Oh, here it is. This is the anterior humeral circumflex artery and vein. That's the upper. Oh, now we gotta do arteries. This is the brachiocephalic artery coming off the heart, and this is the left subclavian artery. And then this branches funny over to the arm. That's the right subclavian artery. Once you get up to the throat, these are called the carotid arteries. And your thyroid gland, oh, there it is right there, the red one going to the thyroid. It's really small on yours, is the cranial thyroid artery. And follow the neck up, the one going to the larynx is the laryngeal artery. Right behind that, going to the back of the head, is the occipital artery. This one right here that you guys cut has the nerve with it, that's the lingual artery. First branch up is the internal carotid, external carotid, and going back to the ear is posterior auricular.
So the middle one's external?
On this cat, yeah.
Okay.
And then the next farthest branch up here is external maxillary and internal maxillary. In the ribs is intercostals. You even have blue and pink in yours. Between the liver and the diaphragm is the phrenic vein, right there, that blue one. Going from the liver to the intestines is right here, hepatic portal. It's kind of blue. First pink one coming across is the celiac. There should be 3 branches of the celiac. The first one branches up underneath to the liver, called the hepatic. The next one branches, oh, I'm missing one. Did I miss this one before? There it is. Hepatic goes to the liver. The second one goes to the stomach. That's the gastric. Oh, yours is twisted. This one's hepatic, this one's gastric, and this one is splenic. This one is called cranial mesenteric. It goes to the intestines from the aorta. The one going to the kidney is the renal artery and vein. While we're over here looking down, this one that you guys cut is the caudal mesenteric. It would go over to the intestine right there. You have to find the pancreas and dig inside right where the cartwheel is. And there, that's brown. That's the pancreatic vein right there. There's some arteries in there too, but the pancreatic vein. Underneath your kidney is the adrenal lumbar artery and vein. In between the posterior vena cava and the dorsal aorta is vertebral, right there. And following farther down, this one is the DIC, deep iliac circumflex.
A dick.
And then this is the external iliac. This is the deep femoral going into the groin area. This is the lateral femoral going out to the edge of the leg. This is femoral along the leg. This was muscular going into the muscle. This one to the knee is articular, and this stretchy one is saphenous. I think that's it.